Good evening, traders, and welcome to BCI's evening market update. We'll cover the latest on the US dollar, crude oil, and gold, and what key events could move the markets next. All eyes are on tonight's US CPI data for July, which will be crucial in shaping expectations for a September Fed rate cut. After sticky inflation in June, core CPI is expected to rise slightly to about 0.29%, driven by firm prices in apparel, household goods, entertainment goods, and other categories. Services inflation is also likely to edge higher, with transportation and housing costs contributing to the gains. Tariff pass-through effects should remain evident in tonight's numbers and could intensify into September or October. On the consumer side, July retail sales are expected to be strong, up to 0.9% for the headline group and 0.5% for the control group, thanks in part to robust auto sales and promotions like Amazon Prime Day. However, with household incomes under pressure, some of that spending momentum may fade in the months ahead. Coming out onto WTI crude oil, after a sharp 5% drop last week, WTI crude steadied near $64 a barrel on Monday, hovering around a 2-month low as summer trading kept volatility in check. No new sanctions have been announced despite an earlier ceasefire deadline by the US. Behind the scenes, Washington and Moscow are reportedly exploring a deal that would cement Russian control overseas territories. The agreement with Ukraine and Europe remains quite uncertain. A potential peace deal could lift sanctions on Russian oil and further reduce supply risks. Coming on to gold, gold retreated on Monday with December futures down over 2% and spot prices off 1.4% after the White House confirmed they have no plans for gold tariffs, narrowing last week's unusual premium of US futures over London spot. Even so, gold remains above $3,300, which is a support level. A market pullback, especially with the S&P 500 near record highs, could fuel a run towards 4,000. Since 2017, gold has nearly matched the returns of AI-driven stock indexes, underscoring stretched valuations in risk assets. That's all for today's BCR evening market update. Stay tuned for tomorrow's session where we will have full coverage of US CPI release and market reaction. I'll be updating you guys on this tomorrow. As always, manage your risk and happy trading.